everyone, welcome back. You see already on the table are the things we need for this DIY. We're going to use the smallest tumbling tile blocks. I have here my container with everything inside, some markers, brushes, scissors, some Mod Podge, some wood glue, because that's the most important. I use only the brand Patex. It's a very cheap brand, but you can use any brand wood glue. Of course, you can use hot glue if this is the only thing you have laying around. Then, but be careful that it doesn't break. I have here some paint, and this is just an example. You can choose anything you like. Of course, I have here my saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel, which is wet, to wipe away the glue. So these are the main things we need for this DIY. And of course, what we're going to make, we are going to try to make the easiest and fastest letterbox, mailbox, how you call it, for the Christmas season you can imagine. So we will see how this will turn out. So the first step we are going to do, we are going to make the front side of the box, and I have 3 rows of 9, 3 rows of 9, 3 rows of 2, and 2 loose blocks. But we of course only need 1 because we only need a half piece. So this one can be, we have 1 over here. So we do first the 3 rows of 9. So again, place them flat on the table. On the smallest line of the side line of the block, you do some glue and you roll them very easy together like this. And number 8 and number 9 is of course the closure up. You do here the same like this. And of course, let me know in the comments if you like to decorate with mailboxes. Maybe it's not your cup of tea. I always love it and give it a little bit of an old rustic touch and let it some letters, let it flow out so it looks really like the mailbox is full. So I always love to decorate it, but maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea. I have now a metal mailbox in the red color, and I am busy with painting mine in the gold. So I did some new wooden letters on top of it, letterbox I wrote on top. I let this dry and then I'm going to spray paint so the letters will pop out even afterwards. So this is now the 3 of 2. Just do them on the side and place them together. So very easy. We start from the inside to the outside. And of course, everyone thinks a letterbox is easy to make, and it is easy to make. But you can change it up to your own taste, and that's the greatest. If you buy it in the store, you always are depending on what other one do for their print. And here you can decide for yourself what you can do with it. So that's always the greatest if you make it yourself. So I'm going to wipe away the glue, and if you do, always go back afterwards to make sure that you have a nice straight line like this. And of course we have to do this one and this one, and then we go back, make a nice straight line, and we give it a couple of minutes drying, not more, only a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes, and we're going to place 2 of them on the side, and we're going to make sure that we have some glue on the tops, and on each block some glue over here. And we're going to place it down, place this one down and this one on top. And of course we're going to turn it, and we're going to make sure that we fill in the open gaps like this over here, and gently squeeze it until you have the shape you like over here and this way. And we're going to wipe away the glue so we get a nice clean surface as much as we can, at least for me. Now we have our 3 piece. We're going to do some glue on this side of our 3 piece of 2. We do some glue on this one, and then we also roll this one together because he will be the top. And so we get in an easy way, place it over here. I'm going to place this one a little more down, and this one will be up here. But first what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 block and we're going to saw it in half, and you can easily use a hand saw. So you see already, now I have 2 half blocks, and I'm going to glue them on top of here. Some glue on this side and on this side, and I'm going to place it at the ending over here. I do here the same, some glue on this side and on this side. And I'm going to place this one also over here. And I do here the same. Of course, I can easily now place this one together. So be very gentle and squeeze it and feel with your fingers, make a nice straight line like this. And also over here, you have to redo it a little. So, and here the same. And of course, this one needs to go a little to the back. We don't like that he's a little bit too much on the front. So like this, and now we're going to give this at least a half hour dry. So now we have the front side of our box. And now we do the back side. It's 3 rows of 12 blocks, 3 rows of 12. And we're going to very easy, the same, do some glue on the side of your block, like this. And of course, I don't know how it is in other countries, but in our country, sending letters for the Christmas season is going down because not a lot of people are sending Christmas cards anymore. Some people do, but a lot of people don't anymore. So I don't know how it is in other countries. Maybe you can let me know in the comments down below if in your country where you live are still people sending each other Christmas cards. Because here in the Netherlands, it's really going down. People send a mail or they send a little app or something else. But most of the time, not really Christmas cards anymore. Of course, there are still people, but not a lot anymore. Most people find it too expensive to send all a Christmas card. So let me know in the comments in which country you come from. And if you are still sending Christmas cards, or maybe in your country are sending Christmas cards. I would love to know, because I see here that it's really going down, but I don't know how it is in other countries. So again, I'm going to squeeze it from within and make sure at the ending we're going to squeeze it down hard, because we want to have a nice row. And of course, like I always say, if you have a carpenter's square, just use it. I have one, but I don't use it. I'm a stubborn old lady, so don't mind me. Do whatever you think is right and where you like to work with. And I'm going to wipe away the glue. I'm going to go back, make sure that I have a nice straight line, and we're going to give this a couple of minutes again. So I gave it a couple of minutes. Carefully, I place it straight up because it's still not dry. Wood glue is always drying a little later. Of course, it sets in, but it is not dry yet. That's why I always say, be careful. And if you want to use it, always leave it one night. If after you made your DIY, let it dry for one night. I'm going to place this one over here. We're going to turn it, make sure that we have a nice line, and we're going to give it some pressure again lightly from the sides to fill in gently the open gaps we have in between. And here you just easy and give it some pressure every time you come by. And then you can see that easily you fill in the open gaps. And always make sure, look at the sides. If it's sticking out, just give it some pressure again, that also the sides are as straight as you can have them. Over here. And I'm going to fill now with the sides. And of course I need to go up a little. And this needs to go down. And then again, squeeze it together. And if you're satisfied how it is looking like, then you're going to place it aside and give this also a half hour. So now we're going to have, we have of course now the front side, we have the back side. Now we're going to do the real sides. We are going to do, the side is 4 rows of 4 for one side. So I have 2 sides, so we need 2. So we have 4 rows of 4 and totally we have 8 of 4. I hope I make sense. I hear myself, I say it doesn't, it's really clear. So 8 rows of 4 and then you fit to go, and the rest you will see in a moment. Oh my, sometimes the English is always letting me down, but we get there. Don't worry, we will get there. And you always can see what I do. So that's the most important, that you see what I do. That's why I do it also step by step. So everyone can make their own base of the DIY and then change it up for their own decor. That's always the greatest to do. Change it up for your own decor. And that's make your home unique from the rest of the people. And again, roll them together, the last of 4. And this is number 3. And 4 is the closure up. We're going to squeeze it together. And this way, you just squeeze it together and press from the side. Don't forget always afterwards, press from the sides because that gives the most pressure on the sides. And you want that everything stays nicely together. You don't want that it's falling down. And again, press it down. And here the same. Press it together. And number 7. And the last number 8 of 4. And press it together. You see already he wants to pop out. And it doesn't matter if it pops out, just place them together again and you're fit to go. I'm going to wipe away the glue and give it a couple of minutes drying. So I gave all 8 of them some rest. I'm going to place them this way and this way. I'm going to place 3 of them gently on one side and this one. And then we're going to do some glue on the tops. So very easy, over here and over here and over here. And we place them together until one piece, which will be the side. And again, give it some gently squeezing from this side. Also make sure that the side is still a straight line, like this. And we're going to wipe away the glue. We do here the same. We turn them a little piece and then we're going to place them straight up. I always kick this one over. I don't know why, but I do. And now we do some glue on this one. And the last over here. We place them together until one piece. And we're going to give gently some pressure again from the sides. And now we're going to wipe away the glue like this. And we're going to let this dry also. So now we are going to make the bottom is 1 row of 9. So 1 row of 9 blocks. We're going to do also again flat on the table and only the sides you're going to do some glue. And of course I do not too wide of a big mailbox because we have a little bit of the smaller space where I want to have it. But if you have a bigger space, then you have to do 2 times 9. Of course, then you get it wider, but also do the sides double. Now you have for the sides, you have this one, 4 rows of 4, but then you have to go also again double up for this one. So you don't need 2 pieces from this one, but you need of course 4. But then you have a really big mailbox, a really big one. So I go a little bit for the smaller because we have more smaller spaces over here. And again, I don't want that my mailbox is really sticking out. So he has to be a little gently in my decor. So again, we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So now we're going to make the top of the box. And of course we have again, first we start with 1 row of 9, the same like we did with the bottom. So this is very easy, but we are going to give it a little bit of a different look on the top. At least that's what I'm going to try to do. We will see if I succeed or not. And this one and the last, and we are going to press together and we're going to let it dry in also for a couple of minutes before we're going to do the next step. I'm going to wipe away the glue. So now we have the bottom and we have the top and everything. Then you have your box completely. So I'm going to place this aside and now we're going to go further with the top of the mailbox. And of course I'm going to start with 1 row of 9 and 3 loose like this, because we're going to make it covering over the box and we want to give it a little bit of a high-end look. So we are going to make again a 1 row of 9, the same like we did with the bottom and the top. So again, we're just going to roll them together and we're going to give it a cover up on top. I hope in a moment you will see what I mean. And like this one. And then we do the tops and over here, and we're going to squeeze them. And we're going to go for the inside to the outside, and we're going to squeeze it. And we're going to let it rest for a little moment. I am sorry if my voice is not completely the way it normally is, because I still am recovering always already 4 weeks after that I had COVID. It is not want to go by, so I'm sorry, but I feel good after that, but the cough and the voice is still not the greatest. One day it goes better than the other one, but I hear myself back and I think it looks like I had a really rough rough night. But of course, we are going to do with it. So I'm going to let it rest for a little moment. So I gave it a couple of minutes and now I'm going to do some glue on the side. I am still a little debating in my head if I have the right way, but that's always when you make it on the spot, you really have no idea how it will turn out. So bear with me if it doesn't work at the end. We will see. So now we get one piece over here and we place this aside. Now we're going to get a row of 8 blocks. I'm sorry, I already have to sneeze. Oh my. This is a row of 8 and we're going to do them very gently together. Very simple. Some glue also again on the side. And number 7 and number 8 is the closure up. Just squeeze them together and we're going to give it some pressure from the sides and we're going to wipe away the glue and we're going to give this a couple of minutes. So I have now the 3 blocks on this side I placed to the back side. What I'm going to do some glue over here and I'm going to place it gently in the middle of this one. So again, just give it some pressure from the top over here and like this. And we're going to let it dry in for at least also a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, while this is drying, we're going to get a row of 7. So this is 8 and 3. This is this is 9 and 1 of 3. And this is 8 and this is a number 7. And then we are almost there for the top. And the last and number 8 is the closure of number 7 is the closure up. You almost should get confused with all my counting, but of course I have to count because then you know exactly what to use. So again, this is 1 of 9 and you do 1 of 3 against here to make it a little wider. Then you on top you have a 1 of 8. This is 1 of 7. We're going to give it a couple of minutes and we're going to glue this also on top of here. So I'm going to do some glue over here. And we're going to place this on top of here, also again in the middle of this one. So you get kind of a little like a stair. So in the meantime, while this is drying, we're going to get 1 of 4. We're going to glue them together like this. And this one, and we're going to squeeze it and make sure that we get one nice piece. And wipe away the glue and let it dry in for a couple of minutes. So we have our piece of 4. We're going to get 2 loose blocks like this. We're going to glue some on the side and we place this on the top of the 1 of 4 at the ending. We do here the same, also like this, and place it on the other side at the ending. And give it some pressure to be sure that it fills in nicely. Feel with your fingers that you have it really straight with the other piece. And then let it dry in for a couple of minutes and then we're going to wipe away the glue. So now we gave it a couple of minutes. I'm going to get my smallest brush like this one. And I'm just going to go to the inside and I'm wiping away the glue which is coming out. And of course on this one the same, because if you paint it you don't want to have too much glue sticking out. So now we're going to do some glue on the top side of this block and on this one also. And then we're going to go, because this one is 7 and this one is 4. So we're going to make sure that we leave 2 open and we have 5. So they will be in between over here. So I'm going to gently place it over here. I have to look for that I have it in a straight line and this way. And we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, not too much. And we're going to let it dry. And if everything is correctly, you have kind of this shape. Of course, he's not totally dry, so I have to be careful. I'm going to let this dry and we are going to place our mailbox in one piece. So if everything is correctly, you have one back side. That's 3 rows of 12. 3 rows of 12, that's your back side. This one is 9 rows of 3 rows of 9. You have 2 half blocks and you have 2 rows of 3 over here. That will be your top. You have the bottom and the top is 2 rows of 9 also. And you have 2 sides, if everything is correctly, that are 4 rows of 4 and 2 times. So where are we going to start? We're going to start with the bottom of the back side. We place it on our table. You look which one is the flattest, and therefore this one is I think the best look. So I'm going to go for this one. I'm going to get one of 9 and I'm going to place this one on top of here. So very gently, we're going to give it some pressure. Make sure that we have it nicely at the end, because that's what we want. You wipe away the glue and feel with your fingers that you have it nicely in between. You do here the same. Some glue over here and you place this one also at the ending on the other side, because this is the bottom. And we're going to give it some pressure. Feel with your fingers, wipe away the glue. And then again, feel that it's not sticking out, because it has to be hanging exactly inside of the back side. I hope I make sense. If you have questions, if you don't understand exactly what I say, please leave a comment down below, because I would love to help if something is not really totally clear. I have here my small brush and I'm going to wipe away, and also over here the glue. So again, I'm going to give this a couple of minutes for settling in. So I gave it a couple of minutes. I'm going to gently, because nothing is totally dry yet, do some glue over here. I do some glue over here. And I'm going to place the front side on top of here. Of course, you first can look from which side you think is the best to gluing on top of here. And I'm going to place it down. And feel with your fingers and press it in the shape you want to have it, and then give it some pressure from the top. This way. Like this. And I'm going to feel with my fingers and press it down. And I'm going to give this also at least 15 minutes. So now we are going to get the messy part, at least the messy part for me, because I always make one big mess with my glue. So I'm going to get the sides, because this and the 2 pieces we still have left over. We are going to do, of course, we can wait as long so we can place this on the side. That's also a possibility, but you also can go for just gluing totally around your side like this, over here. And over here and this way, and the top. Make sure that you have glue on each place you want to have it. And you see already I am really in one big mess, but it doesn't matter. Don't worry, just do it the way you think is right. And now I'm going to place this one against here. And again, make sure that you have it in a straight line and give it some pressure. Like this, and this way I also do the other side. I also wanted to show you a little bit behind the scenes. After 10 minutes, I place my box on the side and I give it some weight on top. So this is just some simple decor I find in my home, which is heavy, and I place it on each corner one and on this corner, and then I'm going to let it rest also for a half hour to be sure that everything is gently squeezed together, because you don't want that it falls down. So that's what I always want to show you. This is not a great sight to see in a video, but of course this is the truth. This is DIY. So now we are going to wait for the next step. So in the meantime, while the box is drying, I have here of course the top, and he's looking like this, but I think it's missing a little half a wooden round, but you can use anything for the top. So I've always had my bag with different sizes of half wooden rounds. I chose a little bit of the bigger one and I placed this one in the middle, and I'm going to let this dry also. And now we're going to give the letterbox some feet. So you see already, in the meantime that everything is drying, we're going to make the feet, and I want to give them a little bit of the robustic feet, at least a little bit thicker feet. So I have 3 rows of 3, and this is one of 3 also, but we are going to do this one different. So we're going to do this one on the side, this one on the side, and this one this way, and this one this way, and the other one we will do on top of each other. So this way, place it on top, and over here, and place it on top, place it on the side, squeeze it together, and you squeeze this one, you squeeze this one, and this one, and wipe away the glue and give it a couple of minutes drying. So I gave them all a couple of minutes dry. Now I'm going to do some glue over here. We do it over here, place them on top, place this one on top, and of course we're going to make them straight like this, and we're going to be sure that we have them flat, and we wipe away the glue like this, and then we wait a couple of minutes. Now we place this on the side, we do some glue over here on this side, and we're going to place this one against each other this way. So we make the feet a little bigger, or else we don't have enough of the wide is not wide enough. So that's why we do it. I show it to you in a moment. I show it to you a little bit closer so you can see how this one is made. Like this. And I'm going to make the second one a little faster. So now we have our 2 feet, and this is how he's looking like. You have here the 3 rows of 3, which will be 9, you see. And on the other side, you see this way, 1 of 3. You just glue on the side of this one. So it's very easy. You have this one over here, and if you turn it, you have this one over here. So very easy to do. And now it gives a little bit of a thicker look to your mailbox. So I'm going to get my mailbox, and I'm going to place it this way. And of course, now you see, I have to look always first for myself if I have the right way or not. I always have to look for where I want to place it. So of course, this way, or maybe I have to do it this way. You can do anything you like. I think I'm going to go for over here and let it fall inside this way. So this is how mine is looking. So I'm going to get my glue, and I'm going to do some glue over here and glue this one on top of here in the corner, and do here the same, some glue, and place this one in this corner, and then give it some pressure. I've placed some weights on top. Again, the same like I did with the sides, and so it gets nicely glued together. Make sure that the back side has straight and here, and the front has a little overlay. You can see it already over here. You see, this is a little overlay because the box is sticking out a little. So I'm going to go for the flat side on the sides and on the back side, and here give it a little overlay. In the meantime, while the leather of the box is drying, and of course we still didn't glue the top on here, so don't worry, I don't forget it. This will be later. What I'm going to do right now, I did go to my stash and I found a little ornament from a thin wood. You see already like this, it's from the gingerbread series. Of course, I'm not going to do the gingerbread. I'm going to cut it off, and this way I'm going to place it down and go to my garage. Of course, now I have an opening. I can do some wood filler inside of here, but I'm going to get my jigsaw and I'm going to saw out a little of the point so the little opening is falling away. But you can also use some wood filler if you have something like this. And I'm going to find, I have here my bag with some letters, wooden letters, also from the thin wood. And I'm going to look for the word letters. You can do mailbox, you can do Santa's letters, you can do anything you like. I keep it a little neutral, so I'm going to go for the Christmas tree and the word letters. So I have now my little tree without, of course, the opening, and I have here the letters, and I'm going to place them on top of my box. And of course, I can give them another color, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue it already on top of here. And then I'm going to paint them in the same color like I did like I do my box. But of course you can do it anything you like. So I'm going to take my time where exactly I want to have my pieces. So it looks very nice, and I'm going to place my tree in the middle over here. So I'm going to do my wood glue, and I'm going to do some wood glue over here, and I'm going to easily place it over here and this one, and then I'm going to give everything the same coloring so the letters are popping out later. At least that's my idea. I hope that it works, or else you don't have to do the same way like I did. So just try. Sometimes you have to try new things, and of course you see it a lot already that it is just in the galvanized, the letters are just kicked in, of how you did meddled in, of at least I don't know how you call it, but at least that it is the same coloring that I do right now. So I'm going to place this one over here, and then I'm going to look for if I still need to move it a little around. And this, because that's the greatest about wood glue, you still can move it in the shape you want to have it, like this. And now I'm going to do my tree, of course, some glue over here, and I'm going to glue it in the middle, give it some pressure. And of course I can also do a number on top of my Christmas tree. I don't know if I do it or not. I have here 53, or you can do any number you like. So I'm really debating if I'm going to do this or not, but I don't know. I have to think about it, but I'm going to leave this in for a couple of at least 15 minutes to be sure that everything glued nicely together before we're going to place the top on side, and then we're going to paint our box, and then we have already almost the end result. So I did waited a couple of minutes to think about it, but I totally did forget. It is a Christmas box. Why not the number 25 of Christmas Day? So I don't know why I didn't come up with that, but of course we are here. So I have now 25 on my Christmas tree, and I show it to you a little bit closer this way. You see, of course, you see it backwards. Don't worry, it's just letters 25. So don't worry. Now we're going to place this one straight up, and we're going to do some glue on the underside of our top, because we want to glue this one also over here. So we make sure that we have enough glue, and we place this one on the top and give it some pressure. And make sure that the back side is smooth and flat with the other sides, and the front is popping out a little bit. So I think he looks very nice. You don't see it yet. You don't see it yet. But of course, now I'm going to think about which color I'm going to do. So for me, the only thing we need to do, of course, I showed you a little bit closer. Now it looks still a little strange because he's in the a wood color, but I'm going to give this one a dark green color. I did already 2 mailbox in the last years, and I did 2 of them. You find them also, of course, in the description box in our videos. But of course, I want to do this one different, so I'm going to go for the dark green color. So I hope how this will turn out. And if it is too dark, you always can go over with the lettering and of course the numbers with some gold marker or something else. So you can change it up, and you can spray paint this also in the gold, silver. You can do anything you like. I'm going to try to give it the dark green color. We will see how this will turn out. And this is the color. I hope the camera picks it up right. It is dark, so we will see how this will look. So I did paint the whole mailbox in the green color, and I am loving it. Of course, you don't see the front side yet, but of course I'm going to give this one also a second coat because it's a little bit shiny through. So I like that it is really dark green for the traditional colors of Christmas. But like I told you, spray paint it, do whatever you think. He would be also amazing in the gold color and silver. So do go ahead and make your own twist on it. Of course, in a moment you see the quick impression, then you see how easy was this mailbox to make and for fitting for your decor. So I hope you tell me what you think. And you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks mailbox, and I'm so happy how this one turned out. And you saw already how easy was this one to make. So I hope you give it a try. Everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to the description box. There you find the link for the DIY channels. Hope to see you there. Have an amazing day. See you in the next one. Bye.